The 1950s was a golden age for American car design, with automakers competing to craft vehicles that embodied the optimism and prosperity of the post-war era. Cars grew larger, more flamboyant, and packed with features intended to wow consumers. Yet not all of these vehicles were as impressive as they seemed. Beneath the chrome and tail fins, many were impractical, overpriced, or underwhelming in performance. Here are 12 cars from the 1950s that prioritized showing off over serving any real purpose.
Dear viewer, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your support.
Number 12. The 1958 Buick Limited was a car that epitomized the American obsession with bigger, flashier, and more luxurious vehicles in the late 1950s. However, despite its ambitious design and upscale intentions, the Limited became a prime example of excess gone wrong, offering more headaches than highlights. At over 19 feet long and weighing nearly 5,000 pounds, the Limited was a behemoth. Its sheer size made it a nightmare to maneuver, whether navigating tight city streets or attempting to park in an era when parking spaces were much smaller. The car's oversized dimensions also compromised its practicality. While it offered plenty of interior space, the size created an unwieldy driving experience that few found enjoyable. The Buick Limited was powered by a 364 cubic inch nailhead V8 engine, producing 300 horsepower, but this came at a steep cost in fuel efficiency. Even by the standards of the gas-guzzling 1950s, the Limited was notorious for its abysmal miles-per-gallon figures, which hovered in the single digits. In a time when fuel prices were lower, this inefficiency might have been overlooked by wealthier buyers, but for many it was simply impractical for regular use. The 1958 Buick Limited was adorned with an excessive amount of chrome, which seemed to cover every available surface. From the massive grille to the intricate side trim and rear bumper, the car looked more like a rolling jewelry box than a refined luxury vehicle. Buick's designers leaned heavily into the more is better philosophy, but the result was a car that appeared gaudy and dated even within a few years of its release. While Buick marketed the Limited as a premium model, it lacked the cutting-edge technology and features offered by competitors like Cadillac. The Limited's ride quality and performance were solid but unremarkable, especially for a car carrying such a hefty price tag. The car's Dynaflow automatic transmission, while smooth, sapped power from the engine and further hampered its efficiency. The Buick Limited was expensive, costing more than many Cadillacs of the same era. This put it in direct competition with its own corporate sibling, which had a stronger reputation for luxury and prestige. Buick sold only about 7,400 units of the Limited in 1958, and the model was discontinued the following year, a victim of its bloated design and poor market reception. The Limited's interior was undeniably luxurious, featuring high-quality materials, power accessories, and comfortable seating. It lived up to its status as a premium offering in terms of passenger comfort. For better or worse, the Buick Limited was impossible to ignore. Its massive proportions and flashy chrome guaranteed it would turn heads wherever it went, appealing to buyers who wanted to make a statement. The 364 cubic inch V8, while inefficient, provided ample power for cruising, and the car's suspension delivered a smooth ride typical of Buick's offerings in the 1950s. The 1958 Buick Limited represents the peak and perhaps the nadir of the 1950s obsession with bigger, flashier cars. While it offered undeniable luxury and presence, it was hampered by impracticality, inefficiency, and a design that bordered on self-parody. Today, it serves as a cautionary tale about the risks of prioritizing style over substance in automotive design. The 1958 Buick Limited was a product of its time, but its excesses quickly rendered it obsolete. While it remains a collectible car for enthusiasts of 1950s Americana, its impracticality and over-the-top styling ensure that it will always be remembered as a symbol of style gone wrong. Number 11. The 1957 Ford Skyliner retractable was one of the most ambitious cars of its time, introducing the first mass-produced retractable hardtop convertible. While it was a marvel of engineering, it also showcased how innovation for the sake of spectacle could create more problems than it solved. The retractable hardtop was a feat of engineering, utilizing 7 electric motors, 6 locking mechanisms, 4 lift jacks, and nearly 600 feet of wiring. While impressive, this complexity was a recipe for disaster. The system was prone to mechanical failures, and even minor malfunctions could render the roof inoperable. Repairing the retractable mechanism was expensive and required specialized knowledge. Adding to owner frustration, the hardtop's retraction system and storage compartment took up almost the entire trunk. While the Skyliner had a full-sized exterior, its trunk could barely accommodate more than a small suitcase, making it impractical for road trips or everyday use. Buyers expecting the spacious utility typical of full-size Fords were left disappointed. The Skyliner retractable was significantly heavier than its conventional counterparts due to the retractable mechanism. This extra weight negatively affected the car's handling, acceleration, and fuel economy. The added weight also put extra strain on the car's suspension and brakes, leading to higher maintenance costs over time. At nearly $3,000, equivalent to about $32,000 today, the Skyliner retractable was one of the most expensive Fords available. For that price, buyers could purchase better performing or more luxurious vehicles from competitors, making the Skyliner a tough sell. The retractable hardtop was a solution to a problem that few buyers actually had. Traditional convertibles were already popular and reliable, leaving little demand for a hardtop convertible with so many compromises. The Skyliner's retractable roof was a groundbreaking feature that showcased Ford's technical prowess. It was a bold move that drew attention and positioned Ford as a forward-thinking automaker. With its distinctive two-tone color schemes and sleek 1950s styling, the Skyliner was visually stunning. The novelty of the retractable hardtop gave it undeniable curb appeal. Like other full-size Fords of the era, the Skyliner offered a comfortable ride and decent straight-line performance thanks to its available V8 engines. The Ford Skyliner retractable was a bold experiment that ultimately became a cautionary tale about the risks of over-engineering. While it remains a fascinating collector's item, its impracticality and mechanical issues prevented it from achieving mainstream success. Ford discontinued the retractable hardtop after 1959, focusing instead on more conventional designs. The 1957 Ford Skyliner retractable was an ambitious car that prioritized engineering spectacle over practicality. While it captured the imagination of 1950s car buyers, its mechanical complexities and inherent compromises ensured it would be remembered more as a technological oddity than a practical innovation. Number 10. The 1955 Cadillac El Dorado Biarritz was a striking symbol of 1950s American opulence, but it also embodied the era's excesses, prioritizing flashy design over practicality. While it showcased Cadillac's dominance in the luxury market, the car's over-the-top styling and exorbitant price alienated many buyers. At $6,286, approximately $68,000 today, the El Dorado Biarritz was one of the most expensive cars on the market. This price put it well out of reach for most buyers, limiting its appeal to an exclusive few. The high price didn't translate into superior performance or innovation, leaving buyers paying primarily for style and prestige. The Biarritz was drenched in chrome trim and featured towering tail fins, making it a prime example of 1950s automotive excess. While striking, these elements were polarizing and often criticized as gaudy and impractical. The heavy use of chrome increased production costs and added unnecessary weight to an already hefty vehicle. The focus on luxury and design came at the expense of usability. The Biarritz's low-slung stance and wide dimensions made it difficult to navigate in urban areas or tight spaces. Its two-door convertible design sacrificed rear passenger space, making it less versatile than other full-size Cadillacs. Despite its 331 cubic-inch V8 engine producing 270 horsepower, the car's excessive weight hindered its acceleration and handling. While adequate for leisurely cruising, it lacked the spirited performance one might expect from a car of its price and prestige. The El Dorado Biarritz's luxury features, including a leather interior and specialized components, made maintenance and repairs costly. Owners often found themselves paying a premium for upkeep long after purchasing the car. The El Dorado Biarritz's design captured the imagination of 1950s car enthusiasts, with its bold fins, gold trim, and sweeping lines setting it apart from other Cadillacs. It became a defining example of mid-century American automotive design. Cadillac spared no expense in outfitting the Biarritz with premium amenities, including power windows, a power convertible top, and high-quality leather upholstery. These features reinforced Cadillac's reputation as a luxury leader. Owning a 1955 El Dorado Biarritz was a statement of wealth and success. It appealed to celebrities and affluent buyers who wanted to showcase their prosperity. While the 1955 Cadillac El Dorado Biarritz was an iconic representation of 1950s automotive design, it struggled to justify its price tag and design excesses. Today, it is a sought-after collector's item, admired for its bold styling, but remembered as a car that prioritized flash over function. The 1955 Cadillac El Dorado Biarritz was a luxury convertible that perfectly encapsulated the glamour and excess of its time. However, its exorbitant cost, impractical design, and excessive ornamentation made it more of a showpiece than a practical vehicle. While it remains a symbol of 1950s automotive culture, its flaws highlight the pitfalls of prioritizing style over substance. Number 9. The 1958 Edsel Pacer is a textbook example of how overambition, poor marketing, and misguided design can doom a car to failure. Marketed as a revolutionary vehicle, the Pacer instead became a symbol of automotive misjudgment, leaving Ford with a black eye in its attempt to create a mid-priced luxury division. The Edsel Pacer was heavily marketed as a groundbreaking innovation that would transform the automobile industry. Unfortunately, it failed to live up to the grandiose claims. The car's design and features were not particularly advanced, and buyers were left underwhelmed when they saw little to justify the hype. With a base price starting at $2,900, approximately $31,000 today, the Pacer was positioned as a mid-tier luxury car. However, it lacked the quality and refinement to justify its price point. Competing models from Chevrolet and Plymouth offered better reliability and comparable features at a lower cost. The Pacer was plagued by mechanical issues, including frequent breakdowns, electrical malfunctions, and problems with its much-touted Teletouch push-button transmission system, which was both finicky and expensive to repair. Build quality was inconsistent, with many cars leaving the factory with misaligned panels, rattling interiors, and other defects. The Pacer's styling was controversial, particularly its horse collar grille, which many found unattractive and awkward. While the design was intended to stand out, it alienated buyers who preferred the more streamlined aesthetics of competitors. The Edsel was launched during a recession when buyers were more cautious about spending. Its high price and underwhelming value made it an especially tough sell in a struggling economy. Poor initial sales created a feedback loop. Dealerships reduced inventory, leading to even fewer sales and a rapid decline in the car's market presence. The Edsel introduced some interesting innovations, such as the aforementioned Teletouch transmission, a rolling dome speedometer, and self-adjusting brakes. While flawed in execution, these features were at least forward-thinking. The Pacer came with a range of V8 engines, including the 361 cubic inch V8 that produced 303 horsepower. It offered strong performance for the time, though reliability issues often overshadowed this strength. Ford's vision for the Edsel was to create an entirely new brand to fill the gap between Ford and Mercury. While it failed, the attempt showcased the company's willingness to take risks. The 1958 Edsel Pacer is remembered as one of the biggest flops in automotive history. Its combination of poor timing, overhyped marketing, and flawed design sealed its fate after just 3 years of production. Today, the Pacer is a collector's item, more valued for its notoriety than its actual merits as a car. The 1958 Edsel Pacer was a classic example of style over substance and ambition over execution. Overpromised and underdelivered, it became a cautionary tale for automakers about the dangers of failing to understand the market and overestimating buyer interest. While it may hold a nostalgic charm for some, the Pacer remains a symbol of the pitfalls of poor planning and design. Number 8. The 1959 Cadillac El Dorado Brougham was the epitome of automotive extravagance during a time when bigger and flashier defined American cars. While undeniably luxurious and packed with features, its absurd price tag and overindulgent design ensured that it was out of reach for most buyers, and impractical even for those who could afford it. The El Dorado Brougham was priced at an eye-watering $13,075, about $135,000 in today's dollars, making it one of the most expensive American cars ever built. For comparison, you could buy a well-equipped home or multiple standard cars for the same cost, making the Brougham seem like a ridiculous indulgence. Weighing over 5,000 pounds, the El Dorado Brougham was a massive car, which severely affected its performance, handling, and fuel efficiency. The car's weight further highlighted the inefficiency of its 390 cubic inch V8 engine, which, while powerful at 345 horsepower, struggled to provide anything resembling sporty performance. The size of the car made it unwieldy to drive in urban settings or park in standard spaces. The low ground clearance and extended dimensions were impractical for everyday use, especially on rougher roads. The El Dorado Brougham was equipped with advanced but overly complicated features such as air suspension, power everything, seats, windows, locks, and a memory seat function. While innovative, these systems were prone to failure, and repairs were costly and difficult due to the car's rarity and complexity. The 1959 model year is famous for Cadillac's towering tail fins, and the El Dorado Brougham was no exception. While iconic, these fins bordered on cartoonish and represented a design trend that prioritized flamboyance over taste. Excessive chrome trim and intricate detailing gave the car a garish appearance that didn't appeal to everyone. The El Dorado Brougham featured incredible amenities for the time, including air conditioning, a transistor radio, and even a glove box bar complete with stainless steel drink tumblers and a perfume atomizer. The interior was lavishly appointed with leather, wool carpeting, and exotic materials like brushed stainless steel roof panels. Each El Dorado Brougham was hand-assembled, which ensured exceptional build quality, despite mechanical flaws, and gave the car a sense of exclusivity. Cadillac spared no expense in using high-end materials and offering a level of attention to detail that rivaled Rolls-Royce. Cadillac pushed the envelope with features like self-leveling air suspension and automatic headlight dimmers. Though flawed in execution, these innovations paved the way for future advancements in luxury cars. The El Dorado Brougham remains a fascinating artifact of mid-century American automotive design. Its flamboyant styling, groundbreaking features, and sheer opulence make it a collector's dream. But it's also a cautionary tale of excess. Cadillac produced only 99 units in 1959, underscoring how unattainable and impractical the car was for the average buyer. The 1959 Cadillac El Dorado Brougham epitomized luxury taken to absurd extremes. While its features and styling continue to capture imaginations, the car's impracticality, exorbitant price, and over-the-top design make it a perfect example of how too much of a good thing can backfire. It was a car that demanded attention, but for most buyers, it simply wasn't worth the cost or the hassle. Number 7. The 1958 Lincoln Continental. Mark III was an exercise in excess, reflecting the late 1950s obsession with bigger, flashier, and more opulent cars. However, its oversized dimensions, heavy build, and awkward design proved that grandeur alone doesn't guarantee a successful vehicle. The Mark III aimed to be a symbol of luxury, but ended up being a prime example of over-engineering and poor practicality. At nearly 19 feet long and weighing over 5,000 pounds, the Mark III was one of the largest cars of its era, making it unwieldy and impractical for everyday use. Its sheer size posed challenges for parking, maneuverability, and fuel economy, turning it into a behemoth that prioritized presence over practicality. The Mark III's styling was polarizing, with massive proportions, squared-off lines, and a front grille that lacked the finesse seen in competitors like Cadillac. The rear design featured overdone tail fins that felt more like an afterthought than a cohesive part of the car, leading to an unbalanced aesthetic. The Mark III was equipped with features like 6-way power seats, power windows, and a power-operated trunk. While advanced for the time, these gadgets added unnecessary complexity and weight. Many of these features were prone to failure, and repairing them was both costly and inconvenient. Powered by a 430 cubic inch V8 engine, producing 375 horsepower, the Mark III was strong on paper, but bogged down by its immense weight, resulting in sluggish acceleration and uninspiring handling. Fuel economy was abysmal, even by 1950s standards, further adding to its impracticality. The Mark III was priced around $6,000, over $65,000 in today's dollars, placing it in direct competition with other luxury cars like the Cadillac El Dorado and Chrysler Imperial. However, it lacked the prestige and refinement to justify its cost. The Mark III struggled to carve out its own niche in the luxury market. It wasn't sporty, practical, or revolutionary. It was simply large and opulent, which failed to resonate with a broad audience. The interior was spacious and plush, with high-quality materials like leather and wood accents that made it feel like a rolling living room. The ride quality was exceptionally smooth, thanks to its advanced suspension system, which absorbed bumps with ease. Lincoln aimed to push boundaries with its luxury offerings, and the Mark III represented an attempt to compete at the highest levels of the luxury car market. Its 430 V8 engine and other technical innovations, while flawed, showcased the brand's willingness to experiment. The Mark III's oversized dimensions, polarizing design, and impractical nature made it a commercial disappointment. It represented a turning point for Lincoln, forcing the brand to rethink its strategy in the luxury car market. While the car is now a collector's item, it serves as a cautionary tale of how excess can overshadow usability and market appeal. The 1958 Lincoln Continental Mark III was a car that prioritized grandeur at the expense of practicality, performance, and design cohesion. Its massive size, awkward aesthetics, and bloated engineering made it a symbol of excess rather than excellence. While it holds a certain charm as a relic of its era, it remains a prime example of how bigger isn't always better. Number 6. When Chevrolet introduced the El Camino in 1959, it aimed to capture a niche market by blending the utility of a pickup truck with the styling and comfort of a car. While it has since become a cultural icon, the original El Camino struggled with its identity, offering questionable practicality and failing to fully satisfy either truck or car enthusiasts. The El Camino tried to serve two masters, being both a pickup truck and a car. In doing so, it excelled at neither. It lacked the ruggedness and payload capacity of a proper truck and sacrificed the handling and interior space of a car. Many potential buyers were confused by the concept, opting instead for dedicated pickups or traditional sedans. Despite its pickup truck styling, the El Camino had a lower payload capacity than most light-duty trucks of the time. It was better suited for hauling groceries than heavy-duty work, making it impractical for traditional truck buyers. The car-based platform limited its off-road capability and towing power, further diminishing its utility. Based on the Chevrolet Impala, the 1959 El Camino adopted the flamboyant design language of the era, complete with exaggerated tail fins, a wide rear deck, and sweeping sidelines. While eye-catching, these features made it look more like a novelty than a practical vehicle. The styling prioritized flair over function, with the 780 beds usability compromised by the sloping rear design. In the same year, Ford introduced the Ranchero, which was already carving out a niche in the market. The Ranchero was perceived as more functional and better established, leaving the El Camino struggling to differentiate itself. The 1959 model's reception was lukewarm, leading to a short production run. Chevrolet discontinued the El Camino after the 1960 model year, only to revive it in 1964 with a more balanced approach. Its brief initial run highlights its inability to find a strong foothold in the market. The El Camino was an innovative idea that blurred the lines between car and truck, appealing to buyers who wanted something distinctive. It offered a more comfortable ride and better handling than a traditional truck, thanks to its car-based underpinnings. The 1959 El Camino's dramatic tail fins and sweeping roofline made it one of the most visually striking vehicles of the era. It certainly turned heads even if it wasn't the most practical choice. Though the 1959 model had its flaws, the El Camino concept found success in later generations, particularly in the muscle car era of the 1960s and 1970s. Today, the 1959 El Camino is remembered as a bold, if flawed, experiment. Its unique design and ambitious concept have earned it a cult following, particularly among collectors. However, its original shortcomings, limited utility, confused identity, and awkward execution, prevented it from achieving its full potential during its initial run. The 1959 Chevrolet El Camino represents an ambitious but flawed attempt to merge car-like comfort with truck-like utility. Its striking design ensured it stood out, but its questionable practicality and muddled identity left it struggling to find an audience. While it eventually evolved into a more successful and iconic model, the original El Camino remains a testament to the challenges of blending two opposing concepts into a single vehicle. Number 5. The 1950 Ford Crestliner aimed to stand out in the competitive post-war automobile market by offering a unique feature, a vinyl roof. While this attempt to distinguish itself might have seemed innovative at the time, the Crestliner ultimately fell short, offering little beyond its superficial charm. The vinyl roof was the Crestliner's primary selling point, but it did little to enhance the overall appeal or functionality of the vehicle. Most buyers were looking for more substantial improvements in design or performance. Other cars in the market provided a more comprehensive blend of features, making the Crestliner's singular focus seem trivial. Beyond its vinyl roof, the Crestliner offered a standard Ford experience with lackluster performance. The engine options and driving experience were nothing special compared to competitors like Chevrolet and Plymouth. Buyers expecting a unique driving experience were often disappointed, as the Crestliner was just another full-size sedan without standout features. The vinyl roof style was polarizing. Some buyers found it appealing, while others viewed it as gimmicky. This split reception hindered the Crestliner's ability to build a strong market presence. Its unique styling feature didn't resonate well with all potential customers, leading to a narrow target audience. In an era where manufacturers were pushing the envelope with design and engineering, the Crestliner felt like a missed opportunity. Instead of offering innovative features or improvements, it relied on a cosmetic upgrade. Other models offered more exciting technology or design changes that attracted buyers, leaving the Crestliner overlooked. The Crestliner was ultimately a short-lived model, which reflected its inability to compete effectively against more dynamic offerings. Its limited appeal led to a quick discontinuation, indicating that it failed to resonate with the market. The Crestliner's vinyl roof did give it a distinct look, which appealed to some buyers seeking a stylish option in the Ford lineup. The overall design of the Crestliner had classic charm and elegance that attracted a certain segment of the market. As with many Ford models of the era, the Crestliner offered a comfortable ride, making it suitable for family use and long trips, despite its performance limitations. Positioned as an affordable option, the Crestliner catered to budget-conscious buyers looking for a reliable vehicle without breaking the bank. The 1950 Ford Crestliner is often remembered for its vinyl roof, which symbolized a moment in automotive history when styling sometimes took precedence over substance. Despite its charming aesthetics, the Crestliner's lack of innovation, ordinary performance, and limited appeal contributed to its status as a forgettable entry in Ford's lineup. The 1950 Ford Crestliner represents a missed opportunity in automotive design, relying heavily on a superficial feature that did not offer any real advantages. While it had its charm and comfort, its inability to compete on more significant fronts led to its short-lived presence in the market. Today, the Crestliner serves as a reminder that substance often outweighs style in the automotive world. The 1951 Mercury Monterey was marketed as a stylish and luxurious vehicle, but its appeal was largely superficial. With its eye-catching design and elegant details, it seemed poised to make a significant impact in the automotive world. However, a closer examination reveals that it was more of a fashion statement than a practical vehicle. The Monterey featured a hefty and cumbersome design that often compromised handling and maneuverability. Its size made it difficult to drive in tight spaces, and it felt unwieldy compared to smaller, more agile cars. The overly large proportions detracted from its sporty image, making it less appealing to buyers seeking a more dynamic driving experience. Under the hood, the Monterey was equipped with a flathead V8 engine that, while decent for its time, offered lackluster performance. Acceleration was sluggish, and it struggled to keep up with competitors that provided a more exhilarating driving experience. The emphasis on style over substance meant that performance took a back seat, leaving many buyers disappointed. The Monterey's focus on design and luxury features made it more of a fashion accessory than a practical vehicle for everyday use. Buyers who prioritize functionality often found the Monterey lacking. Features like plush upholstery and elaborate trim were enticing but didn't translate into a vehicle that met the practical needs of families or daily drivers. Positioned as a premium model, the Monterey came with a higher price tag than many competitors. Given its performance shortcomings, the cost left many potential buyers questioning the value. The blend of luxury and lack of practicality made it hard for the Monterey to justify its price, especially in a market with more balanced offerings. While some buyers were drawn to its stylish aesthetics, the Monterey's bulky design and average performance limited its overall market appeal. It struggled to find a broad audience, particularly among those looking for a versatile vehicle. The Monterey's distinctive styling, characterized by its sweeping lines and chrome accents, was undeniably appealing to those seeking a standout vehicle. It made a statement on the road, capturing attention with its classic elegance. The interior of the Monterey offered a comfortable and spacious environment, with quality materials that provided a sense of luxury. Passengers enjoyed a pleasant ride, making it suitable for leisurely drives. As part of the early post-war era, the Monterey became a symbol of American automotive design and style. It represented an aspiration for luxury and modernity that resonated with many consumers of the time. The 1951 Mercury Monterey is often remembered for its bold design and luxurious features, but criticized for its bulky build and mediocre performance. It serves as a reminder of the era's focus on style and image, sometimes at the expense of practicality and functionality. While it made waves in the automotive world, the Monterey ultimately fell short of becoming a lasting classic, primarily remembered as a stylish misstep rather than a well-rounded vehicle. The 1951 Mercury Monterey exemplifies the tension between style and substance in automotive design. While it captured the imagination with its striking appearance and luxury features, its bulky design and lackluster performance left many consumers wanting more. Today, the Monterey stands as a symbol of a time when fashion often overshadowed functionality in the automotive industry. Number 3, the 1957 Lincoln Premier aimed to embody the pinnacle of luxury and style in American automotive design. However, while it certainly made a bold statement with its flashy aesthetics, the Premier often fell short in areas that matter most to drivers. The Premier's immense size contributed to its daunting presence on the road, but this bulk made it cumbersome to maneuver. Navigating tight spaces and city driving became a hassle, which discouraged potential buyers who valued practicality. Its heavy weight also affected handling, making it feel less responsive and agile than smaller luxury competitors. Adorned with an abundance of chrome trim and extravagant design elements, the Premier epitomized the gaudy excess of the 1950s. While it was certainly eye-catching, many consumers found it over the top and lacking in subtlety. This flashy aesthetic did not appeal to those seeking understated elegance, alienating a segment of the luxury market. Despite its lavish features, the Premier did not introduce significant technological advancements or innovative design concepts. It relied heavily on traditional luxury elements without pushing the boundaries of what a luxury vehicle could be. Competitors were beginning to explore more modern designs and technology, making the Premier feel outdated despite its opulence. The hefty size and weight of the Premier contributed to dismal fuel efficiency, which was a growing concern for many buyers in the late 1950s. The car's thirst for gas became a major drawback as consumers sought more economical options. The focus on luxury at the expense of efficiency made it less appealing for the average buyer, especially as fuel prices began to rise. The combination of size, weight, and poor visibility made the Premier a chore to drive. Many owners reported difficulties with parking and navigating crowded areas, which diminished the enjoyment of owning such a luxury vehicle. Drivers looking for a smooth, enjoyable ride often found themselves frustrated by the car's bulkiness. The interior of the Lincoln Premier was lavishly appointed with high-quality materials, plush seating, and an array of comfort features that offered a premium driving experience. It exuded luxury and style, appealing to buyers who prioritize comfort. While the excessive chrome was criticized, the Premier's design was undeniably unique and bold. It stood out on the road, appealing to those who wanted a vehicle that made a statement. As a symbol of American luxury in the 1950s, the Lincoln Premier represented an era of automotive indulgence. It captured the spirit of the time, celebrating opulence and extravagant design. The 1957 Lincoln Premier is often viewed as a quintessential example of 1950s automotive excess. While it excelled in luxury and style, its shortcomings in practicality, fuel economy, and innovation left it behind in a rapidly changing automotive landscape. The Premier remains a fascinating piece of history, illustrating the era's penchant for grandeur over functionality, but it is also a reminder that excessive indulgence can lead to obsolescence. The 1957 Lincoln Premier is emblematic of a time when luxury vehicles were defined by size and style, rather than efficiency and usability. While it made a bold statement with its eye-catching design and lavish features, its bulk and poor fuel economy ultimately limited its appeal. Today, the Premier serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between luxury and practicality in automotive design, highlighting the risks of prioritizing flashiness over substance. Number 2. The 1956 DeSoto Adventurer was introduced as a high-performance vehicle intended to capture the attention of speed enthusiasts and style seekers alike. However, while it boasted eye-catching design and a powerful engine, the Adventurer ultimately fell short in crucial areas that define a true performance car. The Adventurer was heavily promoted as a performance-oriented vehicle, aiming to compete with the likes of the Chevrolet Corvette and other sporty offerings. However, it failed to deliver on that promise. Despite its marketing efforts, the Adventurer did not provide the driving experience that performance enthusiasts expected. The handling of the Adventurer was criticized for being lackluster, especially when compared to other cars in its class. It struggled to navigate turns with the precision that buyers sought in a performance vehicle. Coupled with inadequate braking performance, this lack of control made the Adventurer less appealing to those who prioritize driving dynamics. While the Adventurer's bold styling, with its sweeping lines and chrome accents, made it a head-turner, this focus on aesthetics came at the expense of actual driving capability. The car's design, which included extensive chrome and flashy details, overshadowed its performance shortcomings, leading many to view it as a car that prioritized looks over functionality. Even with a V8 engine that generated respectable horsepower, the Adventurer's overall performance did not live up to expectations. Drivers found that it lacked the exhilarating acceleration and responsiveness found in true performance vehicles. This disconnect between marketing and actual performance left many buyers feeling disappointed. The Adventurer's combination of flashy design and mediocre performance made it a niche vehicle. It attracted attention on the showroom floor, but struggled to maintain interest from buyers who wanted a true performance car. As a result, it ultimately had a limited customer base, with many potential buyers opting for more capable alternatives. The 1956 DeSoto Adventurer is often remembered for its striking design, which featured a distinctive profile, bold chrome accents, and an overall aesthetic that captured the spirit of the era. It stood out among its contemporaries for its style. The Adventurer offered a comfortable interior with a range of features that catered to the luxury segment. Plush seating, high-quality materials, and modern conveniences provided a pleasant driving experience for those prioritizing comfort. As part of DeSoto's lineup during a time when American automakers were focusing on performance and styling, the Adventurer holds a place in automotive history as an example of the era's desire for boldness and innovation, despite its flaws. The 1956 DeSoto Adventurer serves as a reminder of the challenges that arise when a vehicle's marketing does not align with its real-world performance. While it may have been visually stunning, its shortcomings in handling and braking ultimately overshadowed its design. The Adventurer remains a curious artifact from a time when style often took precedence over substance, highlighting the balance that automakers must strike to truly satisfy performance enthusiasts. In summary, the 1956 DeSoto Adventurer is a classic case of a car that looked great but failed to deliver the driving experience it promised. Its emphasis on visual impact over actual driving prowess and performance left it vulnerable in a market that increasingly valued substance alongside style. As a piece of automotive history, the Adventurer encapsulates the excitement and pitfalls of mid-20th century American car culture. Number 1. The 1959 Ford Edsel Ranger stands as a symbol of automotive failure, reflecting the risks taken by manufacturers in a rapidly changing market. Launched as part of the Edsel line, which was intended to fill the gap between Ford and Mercury, the Ranger's legacy is marred by a combination of uninspired performance, polarizing design, and gimmicky features that ultimately turned buyers away. The Ranger's performance was lackluster, failing to impress drivers seeking power and excitement. Equipped with a standard V8 engine, it offered adequate but unremarkable acceleration, leaving many buyers wanting more from their vehicles. In an era when competitors were pushing the envelope with powerful engines, the Ranger fell short, leading to a perception of inferiority. The Edsel's styling was controversial, characterized by a distinctive grille that resembled a horse collar. This design choice alienated many potential buyers who found it unattractive or simply bizarre. While some enthusiasts appreciated the uniqueness of the Ranger's design, it was not enough to overcome the widespread criticism and negative impressions. The Ranger was equipped with several gimmicky features, such as the push-button transmission, which was intended to offer modern convenience. However, many drivers found these features confusing or impractical, detracting from the overall driving experience. The focus on these gimmicks rather than essential performance or usability led to a lack of genuine appeal among consumers. The Ranger, like other Edsel models, suffered from poor sales figures. Its combination of mediocre performance, odd styling, and gimmicky features did not resonate with buyers, resulting in a short-lived production run. The overall reputation of the Edsel brand became synonymous with failure, further diminishing the Ranger's appeal. Launched during a time when American car manufacturers were racing to innovate, the Edsel Ranger's lack of compelling features and performance left it out of step with consumer expectations. As competitors introduced increasingly advanced and stylish models, the Ranger struggled to find its place in the market, leading to its eventual decline. The 1959 Edsel Ranger provided a spacious interior with comfortable seating, catering to families and individuals seeking a roomy vehicle. Its design allowed for ample passenger space and a smooth ride. Edsel was marketed as a forward-thinking brand with an emphasis on innovation. While it ultimately failed to deliver, the attempt to create a new identity in the automotive landscape was an ambitious effort. Today, the Edsel Ranger has gained a cult following among collectors and automotive enthusiasts who appreciate its historical significance. As a symbol of mid-century American automotive ambition and failure, it offers insight into the challenges faced by manufacturers during that era. The 1959 Ford Edsel Ranger serves as a cautionary tale in automotive history, illustrating the risks of innovation without thorough market understanding. Its combination of mediocre performance, odd styling, and gimmicky features contributed to its rapid decline in the tarnishing of the Edsel brand. Despite its shortcomings, the Ranger remains a noteworthy example of the complexities involved in creating a successful vehicle in an ever-evolving market. In conclusion, the 1959 Ford Edsel Ranger epitomizes the pitfalls of attempting to blend innovation with market demands. Its lack of performance, polarizing design, and reliance on gimmicky features ultimately made it a forgettable chapter in automotive history. The Ranger's legacy lives on as a reminder of the challenges faced by manufacturers and the delicate balance between creativity and practicality in car design.